All right, it's going live now to YouTube. We're good, CJ.
All right. So will the clerk please open court?
The Supreme Court is now in session. The Honorable F. Philip Carbolito, Chief Justice presiding.
Good morning, councils and Dr. Sharif. I'm going to ask the clerk to please call the case.
CRA 22-002, People of Guam Plaintiff Appellee versus Juan Faisal Mendiola, aka John F. Mendiola, Defendant Appellant. Appearing for the Defendant Appellant is Attorney Joseph C. Rosano. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellee is Attorney Mary Ann Woloschuk. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
So, Attorney Rosano, I understand that you have filed a unopposed motion to continue oral arguments. The court has looked at its schedule, and the dates that are being proposed are not workable. So our thinking is that we move this case to the February 2023 oral argument session. Right now, the court has set aside the week of February 20th through the 27th, 2023. We're not prepared at this time to specify a specific date until we have all the cases listed and completed in reference to our internal scheduling. So the first question to councils is there any objection to moving this case to the February 2023 calendar as indicated? Mr. Rosano, you're recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. No objection from Mr. Mendiola.
And for the people, Assistant Attorney General Woloschuk.
Same, Your Honor, no objection.
All right, so the panel, as indicated by the clerk, is myself, Justice Torres, and Justice Merriman. Attorney Rosano, is there any objection to the panel as constituted?
No objection, Your Honor.
And Assistant AG Woloschuk?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so we will issue out the appropriate notice in all likelihood towards the end of the year. And this case will be scheduled for the February 2023 oral arguments calendar, which is currently set for the week of February 20th through the 27th. Thank you, councils. And so are there any other issues or questions that that anyone may have before we call the next case? Attorney
Nothing
Rosano?
from Mr. Mendiola.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, councils. And will the clerk please call the next case?
CRA 21-003, People of Guam Plaintiff Appellee versus Joshua Rivera Palacios, Defendant Appellant. Appearing for the Defendant Appellant is Attorney Braddock J. Huseman. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellee is Attorney Mary Ann Woloschuk. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
Good morning, councils. The briefing in this matter is complete. There are no pending motions. The first question is there any objection to the panel as constituted, and that's directed at you, Attorney Huseman.
No, Your Honor, no objections.
All right, and Attorney Woloschuk.
No, Your Honor, no objection.
Thank you. And for the record, this case is set for oral argument on Wednesday, December 14th at 10 a.m. And this is going to be in the Supreme Court courtroom. Any objection to the date and time of oral argument? Attorney Huseman.
No, Your Honor, no objection.
And Attorney Woloschuk.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, just as information for all the councils, it's our plan to return to in-person oral arguments. And so we're just completing the courtroom so that we can return to the courtroom. We are going to try and test one case. We're going to have it with a hybrid setting, and we'll advise councils and see if we can get your assistance and cooperation, where we may have two of the justices in court, one logging on and giving the lawyers the options of coming in person or logging on. We're setting it up so that we're prepared in the future. And we may want to test it at that time. We're not certain yet because they're still putting in the necessary equipment, but I'm just giving you a heads up. But as we sit here today, we are going to have oral arguments in the courtroom, in person, and unless you are notified otherwise. And of course, it's going to be completely voluntary. And we'd like to all see you in the courtroom, but we're just wanting to test all this equipment that we are implementing court-wide. So with that, councils, we are done with the call of this case. And I will ask the clerk to please call the next case.
CBA 22-003, RSA Tumon, LLC, Plaintiff Appellee versus Pitt County Memorial Hospital, Inc., Defendant Appellee, and Sharif Antoine Phillips, Defendant Appellant. Appearing for the Defendant Appellant is Sharif Antoine Phillips, pro se. Appearing for the Plaintiff Appellee is Attorney Nicole G. Cruz. Appearing for the Defendant Appellee is Attorney Daniel J. Berman. The panel consists of Chief Justice F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice Robert J. Torres, and Associate Justice Catherine A. Merriman.
All right. Good morning, councils and Dr. Sharif. The briefing in this matter is complete. There are no pending motions. The case currently is scheduled for oral argument on Thursday, December 15, 2022 at 10 a.m. Dr. Sharif, as the appellant, is there any objection to the panel that the clerk has just called out, which consists of myself, Justice Torres, and Justice Merriman?
I think I'm not waiving my constitution right for federal court justice because my case has never been a local matter. And according to a website, supposed to be U.S. Constitution.
I'm going to cut you off right now, Dr. Sharif. The specific question, you'll be allowed to argue your case at the appropriate time that we are scheduling. But the question I am specifically directing to you right now is, do you have any objection to the three justices that have been named to hear your case should this matter go forward to oral arguments?
I think I need oral argument, but I need the federal court judges, according to website.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Is there any objection to subject to your reservations of any rights you may wish to preserve for myself, Chief Justice Carbolito, Justice Robert J. Torres, Justice Catherine A. Merriman, to hear the oral arguments in this case, the appeal which you have filed with the Guam Supreme Court, subject to whatever arguments, constitutional or otherwise, that you may wish to make at oral arguments. Specific question is, do you have any objection to the three justices' name to hear your case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Dr. Sharif. And this is also Nicole Cruz, Attorney Cruz. Any objection to the panel as constituted?
No, Your Honor, no objections.
Thank you. And Attorney Dan Berman. Dan?
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, Daniel Berman on behalf of Pitt County Memorial Hospital, Inc. No objections to the panel as constituted. Just going forward, Your Honor, and the appellant might correct me, but I think his name is Dr. Phillips, not Dr. Sharif, but Sharif first name. Dr.
That's
Phillips,
true.
is that right?
That's right.
All right. Thank you for correcting us, Attorney Berman. So, Dr. Phillips, I apologize. And I'm just reading how it reads on the screen right now. And you are Thank you for pointing that out, Attorney Berman. So the next question that I'm going to first pose to you, Dr. Phillips, is the date and time of oral arguments, because you had indicated that you may be back in Guam by the arguments, the date that is currently scheduled. Oral argument in this case is currently scheduled for Thursday, December 15th, 2022 at 10 a.m. And as I indicated to everyone on the virtual screen, the plan is to have that the arguments in person, of course, if everyone's on island. But if not, then we have our virtual platform. Dr. Phillips, is there any objection to the date and time in which this case is scheduled for oral arguments, December 15th, 2022 at 10 a.m.?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And are you going to be on island at that time, Dr. Phillips?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Very good. Then we will then see you in the courtroom. And Attorney Nicole Cruz, any objection to the date and time of oral arguments?
No objections, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And Attorney Daniel Berman.
No objections, Chief Justice. Thank you.
All right. And as indicated, by the rules, and so we have co-appellees in this matter. I assume that you will address the time allocation for oral arguments. Sorry, I have not completely reviewed the briefs. Is that correct, Attorney Cruz and Attorney Berman?
Speaking for my client, Your Honor, I defer to Ms. Cruz and her law firm. I'm willing to give 100% of my time to Ms. Cruz.
All right.
I appreciate that, Your Honor, and no objections. Thank you.
And will you be arguing this case, Attorney Cruz?
It will be Attorney Brennan, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
All right, counsels, that completes the matters that we have this morning. I want to thank you for your time and presence, and we hope to see everyone in the courtroom on the date indicated. And if not, and we are able to schedule a hybrid hearing with one case, we'll propose it to you individually.
May I ask just one question of Dr. Phillips, Chief Justice? Dr. Phillips, when will you be returning to Guam?
I'm returning, Your Honor, 28th, November 28th.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be sure. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, counsels. We have concluded the cases that are on calendar for this morning. And so at this time, the court stands adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Just a matter, Justice Torres and Justice Merriman, when everyone logs up, can you just stay on and discontinue the recording and the live streaming? Thank you, Attorney.
Yes.